Hello, loves. My name is Emme Rain, your magical mystic, founder of The Magical Mystic Divinity Academy in Boston Entertainment, Lanaco Media House, and the TV personality behind Moments of Mindfulness. So today, what I wanted to do is give you guys three quick tips, or rather, point out three mistakes that people often make when they are pursuing financial freedom. Um, I don't want to prolong this, so let me give you a quick disclaimer, okay? Number one is that this is not going to apply to everybody. And what I mean by that is if you come from family who kind of educated you on in matters of finances and credit and all of that, then this probably won't apply to you. However, I want you to stick around because we have a lot of information that we're going to be sharing over the course of this year. So, three things that people often do that actually is counterproductive and works against them when they're getting ready to create financial freedom or they're pursuing financial wellness at the very least, because those are two different things. One of the first things that they do is they minimize the importance of credit. Okay, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be honest, okay? When I started, my credit was jacked up, man. I'm talking about I could barely buy a worm, and I don't even know if you need credit to buy a worm, okay? But it was pretty bad. I don't even want to talk about how bad, but it was yeah. So when I first started watching Bob Proctor, because I adore him, he changed my life. I've never met him, but all the stuff that he has here on YouTube is tremendous. It's amazing. So I'm listening to Bob Proctor and I'm getting pumped up, and it's like you can make your annual income your monthly income, and then you can make your monthly income your weekly income. And I'm like, yes, speak my language. You know what I mean? Please speak my language. And I'm all pumped. And then I start to create my actual plan as he instructs, right? And I'm like, my credit is horrible. It can be a little bit deflating. I know, because it was deflating for me. Okay. I didn't want to do it either. I'm like, I kind of want to just get going. I got to go back. And that's the thing that causes a lot of people to just try to wait their credit out. Do you really want to give 7 years, possibly 10 years of your life to waiting out that problem? No, because if you don't fix it, you're not going to have waited. You will not have waited it out in 7 or 10 years, because during that time, life is happening and you're getting more debt and you're not growing your income. And so your situation is getting worse rather than better. Go on and attack it. I didn't start off with Lexington Law and LifeLock and all of that. I waited till I got up to the 700s to get Lexington Law and LifeLock or whatever else I got. I don't even know. I got a lot of stuff going on, but I want to make sure nothing ever happens to that anymore, right? So, but in the beginning, I started by myself. I took a good look at my credit. I pulled my credit report. Pull your credit report. And I had an honest look. What do I owe? How do I create a plan to pay it? Can I call some of these debtors and ask them if they will give me some kind of arrangement or agreement? When I went to prison, I lost my car. It was a repossession. Well, that left me owing, I think, $16,000, $17,000 on that car. And it was unfortunate because I needed another car. No car plus a repossession mean it's really, really difficult to get another car. Luckily, when it was time for me to buy my first home, after I started doing what I'm doing now, they told me you're gonna have to pay off your student loans. You're gonna have to pay off, because I had a sit down. What do I need to do to buy the home that I want? Pay off your student loans. You're gonna have to pay off this repossession or settle it or whatever. So I started making calls. Can I settle this for less? I got that $14, $15, $16,000 debt down, settled for $4,000. And then that came off my credit. Paid off my student loans. That came off my credit. And then all of a sudden, my life started to shift. All of a sudden, now I'm getting calls with people begging me to take money from them when my circumstance used to be different. Let me explain something to you. Operating with other people's money is a superpower, because your money is only as long as it is. And there are some things that you may want to do that's going to require some funding, some additional funding. So do not minimize the importance of your credit. Even if it takes you 3 to 6 months to go on and fix it, go on and give that time to your credit. The second thing that people often minimize or make a mistake with when moving toward financial freedom is they believe that penny pinching is going to get them to wealth. That's not it. You got to stay in circulation. Money requires movement. It's a currency, okay? If you want for your money to make you money, you got to put it in motion. So holding everything, penny pinching and counting costs is a specific vibration, okay? And that vibration is a vibration of lack. You don't want to bring the vibration of lack into your desire for financial freedom or financial wellness. You need to be in a position to where you do honestly look at what you're spending. Is this necessary? What does this do for me? Now you're questioning something different, not rather I want it, but what does it do for me? And you're using your money in ways that actually build you better, and that's in alignment with what your ultimate goal is. But ultimately, and this is part 2 segueing into part 3, right? Ultimately, pinching pennies and saving and spending less is only one part of the whole scenario. That's only one part. You got to do the other part. So this is number 3, 2 and 3 being linked together. You need to make more money. That may seem like, I want to, Em. What you saying? You act like I don't want to make more money. What do you mean by that? I've been trying. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. For us, many of us who work jobs, our trying to make more money is trying to get a raise. It is not through working for someone else and hitting a clock that you're going to obtain the level of wealth and financial freedom that you really want. So you got to have money that is coming in that's not related to your time directly. When you work an hourly job, you are literally getting paid for your time. If you don't have any time to give, or to the limit that you have time, because 24 hours is all any of us have, and we got to sleep sometime, then that's the most you can make. And that's not a bad way, but that's not the only way, and it's not the best way. So creating more income, making more money means that you start looking at investments. Listen, people tell me all the time, I can't do crypto. I don't understand it. I don't understand it either. I'm not a developer. I don't know what these people really got going on. I do read it. I am studying. And every day I surround myself. I spend at least 2 hours with my crypto investments because this is something so new. And you got these conflicting opinions out there that are very confusing. But what I will tell you is that on January 1st, 2021, I began to invest in cryptocurrency because that was my promise to myself. And now, as we are in the month of February, I have more than doubled my initial investment. And by initial, I didn't do it all at one time. I said I was going to invest $1,000 a day. And then after a while, it started growing so fast, I done stopped investing, but my investments are just growing. From the $30,000 that I got a chance to put in, not including all the money that I put in at first and then took it back out because I got a little nervous. Because that happens, right? But out of that initial 30,000, I've made 36,000 and counting. You don't have to start with $1,000. You could start with 100. You could start with 200. You could start with 5. You could start with 50. What am I saying to you? Sometimes what you're waiting on, it's not going to happen until you engage. I don't understand the stock market. You don't need to. You think everybody who's becoming millionaires through stocks understand it all? They don't. But ultimately, you are investing in something and you are believing that that something is going to pay off. Will there be losses? Absolutely. But if you get sick right now, and just like right now, we're facing the fallout of COVID. A lot of people got sick and they could not go back to work, or their jobs closed down completely. We're not going to even talk about the businesses that are probably permanently lost because of COVID, right? And people are literally dependent on the government to keep them from getting thrown out of their house because the job is gone, the income is gone. That's called loss. So loss and gain is just a part of life. You can't let the fear of loss, which you've already experienced several times in life, you can't let the fear of loss stop you from making a decision to prosper. You know what I mean? So you need to learn and get involved in investments. Get a financial advisor if you can. You need to look into other things that you can monetize. Do you write? What about a book? What about a blog? Do you make items that people often want to buy? What about an e-commerce store? For that matter, you can sign up to sell other people's stuff and get a portion of those sales. And all you have to do is set up a website. And occasionally, because you're already on social media, you post your link. And when people buy, you get a percentage of it. You're not having to stay engaged all the time, getting paid, dollars for time, making that trade. And you're increasing your income. Now, let me say this. Of course, we all want to be millionaires and multimillionaires and billionaires and all of that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But don't be so blinded by the big number that you can't appreciate the small ones. If I increase my income $100 per month, so I went from $2,000 this month to $2,100 the next month to $2,200 to $2,300, that's the increase. You understand what I'm saying? And so you appreciate that increase. And by appreciating that increase and keeping your nose to the grind where you're looking for opportunity rather than rushing towards your destination, you'll find yourself wealthy at some point. Loves, I came home from prison in May 2016. I had been in an abusive relationship. A lot of things had happened. I had turned into someone that I did not recognize. Going to prison opened my eyes. The very first thing I met when I walked in was a girl who was 18 years old, who was doing life, and she did not have a chance for parole for murdering her boyfriend. Eye-opening. I met so many people in there for murder who was going to be there for the rest of their life. Temperament issues, feeling like they got something to prove rather than being able to walk away. I knew then that that was my message. Beautiful people, terrible mistake. And I made a decision while I was still sitting there that when I go home, I ain't going home like I was. I'm not going back to that same circumstance. I'm not going back to that same temperament either. I choose to give myself all of me, whatever that looks like. Didn't know what was going to happen. And so I come home and I began to put my nose to the grind. I would listen to Bob Proctor 3 hours a day, sometimes more. I do my meditations. I write down my plans. I plan my life at $3,000 a month, plan my life at $5,000 a month, plan my life at $10,000 a month. And that was as far as I planned, because to me at that time, $10,000 a month was a lot of money. And there was no way that I could complain at $10,000 a month. I won't talk about what I make now. It's not important. But what I will tell you is that from May 2016 to September, October 2018, I became a millionaire. And not by name only, literally cash flowing $1 million in the year 2018. And the reason why I bring that up is because some of you have already denied yourself because you're past. Oh, I didn't get my college degree. Oh, I didn't do this. Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, this ain't gonna happen for me. Whatever. I done been in trouble. I got felonies. I can't. Because you really believe that you can't. You believe that that stuff matters. It don't matter. It only matters to the level or the amount that you choose to let it matter. It doesn't have to matter at all. All you have to do is make a decision. I don't care where I come from. I'm not going to let that stop me from pursuing more. If you want to be financially free, you want to be spiritually free, you want to be physically free. Whenever you want freedom, that requires you to sit down and take a true inventory of where you are and start from where you are right now and start working the steps to get where you're headed. Now, for this video recap, 3 mistakes people make that I don't want you guys to make is they try to skip credit. Work on your credit, fix your credit. Okay? They try to penny pinch their way to financial freedom. That's not enough by itself. I'm not saying you shouldn't cut expenses. You should, but it has to be paired with creating more income. A lot of people don't permit themselves to think outside of the box. And some of you, you got great jobs and you still living paycheck to paycheck, but you're so grateful to have a great job that you feel somehow ungrateful to want more. Don't feel that way. It's okay to want more, especially if you're willing to do what's necessary to have it, okay? Well, I'm Emme Rain. I thank you for joining me today on YouTube. Guys, be sure you click like, share, whatever, comment. I definitely try to keep old comments when I do have time. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Emme Rain Official. You can check out my website, Emme Rain Official. EmmeRain.com. I got so many websites, y'all. All the mystical tools are at magicalmystic.com, and all of the classes are at divinityacademy.com. I'm gonna get used to that plug-in part. Okay, love y'all. Have a great day.